lost in the noise, seeking the light. Echoes of ages, shining so bright. Welcome to ancient wisdom, stories anew. Wisdom for me and wisdom for you.
One knot at a time. How a weaver's anxiety unravelled with a sage's help. In the village of Beit Kerim, renowned for its fine linen and skilled weavers, lived a woman named Leah. Leah's hands were gifted. The cloth that came from her loom was sought after for its beauty and strength. Yet despite her skill, Leah's heart was a loom perpetually threaded with worry. She worried if the flax harvest would be poor, making thread scarce. If the thread was plentiful, she worried if her patterns were imaginative enough. If her patterns were praised, she worried if a sudden rainstorm might spoil a newly finished bolt of cloth, or if her children, in their boisterous play, might accidentally overturn a dye pot, leading to a catastrophe of indigo proportions. Indeed, Leah could spin a tapestry of potential calamities from the smallest, most innocent-looking cloud in the sky. Her husband, a patient man named Dan, would often find her sighing over her shuttle, her brow furrowed. "Leah, my dear," he'd say gently, "another flock of worries roosting in your thoughts today." "Oh, Dan," she'd exclaim, "what if the dye merchant is late? And if he comes, what if his blue is not the true sky blue I need? And if it is, what if a moth has already laid its eggs in my finest wool? One tiny moth, Dan, and weeks of work ruined." Her worrying, while often starting small, had a remarkable talent for escalating. One day, after a particularly trying morning where she imagined a sudden locust swarm because a single grasshopper had landed on her window ledge, then a drought, then a flood, just to be prepared for all eventualities, Leah, feeling her spirit as tangled as a forgotten spindle of thread, decided she must seek the counsel of old Rabbi Asher. The rabbi, who had retired from his active teaching at the great house of study in Sepharis, now lived simply in their village, and his wisdom, was said, could smooth out any knot in the human heart. She found Rabbi Asher seated in his small garden, patiently observing a spider meticulously weaving its intricate web between two rosemary bushes. Leah, after a respectful greeting, poured out her litany of anxieties: the threads, the dyes, the moths, the locusts, the droughts, the floods, and the ever-present possibility of her children causing an artistic disaster. Rabbi Asher listened with a serene attentiveness, his eyes, though old, holding a distinct twinkle of amused understanding. When Leah finally paused, breathless from her catalogue of potential woes, the rabbi didn't offer a lengthy discourse on faith or a complex philosophical argument. Instead, he reached into a nearby basket where various household items were kept and drew out a large, hopelessly tangled skein of beautiful deep blue linen thread. It looked like a flock of angry bluebirds had had a terrible fight. "Leah, my skilled weaver," he said, his voice calm and kind, "look at this skein. It is, you might say, a perfect picture of a life thoroughly knotted by many concerns, yes?" Leah nodded, eyeing the tangled mess with a professional frown, yet also a spark of recognition. "Now tell me," the rabbi continued, placing the knotted skein in her hands, "if you wish to use this beautiful thread to weave your fine cloth, would you grasp the entire tangle and pull with all your might from every direction at once, hoping to force it into order?" Leah looked at him, then at the threads. "Rabbi," she said, a hint of her practical weaver's sense returning, "if I did that, I would only create a tighter, more impossible knot. The threads would surely break. No, I would first search for a single loose end. Then, with patience, I would gently work on the first knot I could find, then the next, and then the one after that, carefully, one by one, until the whole skein was free and smooth." A slow, knowing smile spread across Rabbi Asher's face. "Precisely, Leah, precisely! And are not your worries much like this tangled skein? When you try to wrestle with all of them at once, the harvest, the dye, the moths, the children, the imaginary locusts, and the potential floods, your spirit becomes just as hopelessly knotted, and your strength is wasted in the struggle." He leaned forward slightly. "But what if, like a wise weaver with her threads, you were to choose just one worry that needs your attention today? Find its loose end, give it your calm focus, and gently work on that single knot with the skill and care the Almighty has granted you. Address what is before you in this present moment. When that is done, or when you have done all you can for that one thread, then you may look for the next. Some knots, you may even find, loosen themselves when they are not constantly being pulled by anxious hands." Leah looked down at the tangled blue threads in her lap, then up at Rabbi Asher's kind, expectant face. A sense of profound yet simple clarity washed over her. Her anxieties, which had seemed like an overwhelming, indivisible mountain, suddenly appeared as a series of individual, manageable knots. The Creator, Rabbi Asher added softly, did not weave the entire world in a single frantic instant, but with order, measure, and a rhythm of work and rest. Perhaps we too are meant to approach the weaving of our lives with such mindful, patient attention, one beautiful thread at a time. Leah left Rabbi Asher's garden that day with a lighter heart and a new image in her mind. She returned to her loom, and when a worry about the future price of flax tried to intrude, she gently told it, "Later, little knot. Right now, my concern is this single blue thread and making it straight and true." And as she wove one careful, focused thread after another, she found that not only did her cloth become more beautiful than ever, but her heart too began to weave a pattern of quiet peace and even joyful anticipation for the unwritten parts of her life's tapestry.